Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm so excited to have you here today. We are going to be filming a highly requested video. This is going to be Baby Wearing 101. I'm going to be going through some of my favorite carriers and give you some ideas of when to use them, what ages, weight limits, things like that. This is really highly requested, so you guys really have been asking a lot to see about our baby carriers, so I'm going to show you and tell you a little bit about why I like them. This is Evelyn. She is 6 months old and 20 pounds, so keep that in mind when kind of thinking about what baby wearing or what carriers you're looking for. The thing I will say about baby wearing is it's really specific to what activity you're doing, your preferences, how you feel, how you're comfortable. So keep that in mind. Also, I am not a baby wearing educator. This is just what works for me and what I like. So we're going to get started. I'm going to go through 4 different styles and talk to you about why I like them, maybe why I don't, or what I used when she was kind of smaller, and then kind of move our way on up to current. So keep watching, and I will take you guys through starting out with our infant carrier first. Okay, so first up we have a soft stretchy wrap. These are really popular for when baby is still kind of small. Maybe you can use this right when you get home from the hospital. This is great because it's soft and it kind of mimics the baby being in utero, which is what they like. So the weight maximum on this I think is 20 pounds, but I stopped using this a while ago, to be honest. It wasn't comfortable anymore. Evelyn was just too big. So if you are looking to purchase maybe just like one carrier and use that the entirety of your baby wearing career, this would not be the one that I would recommend, but this is good for, I would say maybe I got about 3 months use out of it. So I'm going to show you real quick how to put it on and then try and slide Evelyn into it. But like I said, I wouldn't go out with this anymore. It's just not that comfortable. It's just not as supportive as some of the other carriers, but that's just because she's a little bit older. So first you're going to want to find the Okay, so we've got that all tied up, and now I'm going to slide her into it. Something I will mention about a carrier like this, you may want to do all of this before you go anywhere. So when she was little and I would get ready to go somewhere, I'd tie this up in the mirror and then go to our location and just slide her in. So that kind of might help if you're feeling overwhelmed. I know a lot of people mention that it's too much fabric, I don't know where to start, there's no way I'll be able to put that on by myself. And that's another thing I will say about these, she's kind of big for this, is that you do want to be able to put your carrier on alone, because the majority of the time you're going to be out by yourself. You're not going to have someone to buckle you up, etc. And they all can be done alone. It just takes practice. So if you're unsure, get in front of a mirror and practice at home. Okay, so this is our soft stretchy wrap. We've got Evelyn all the way in. She is at the maximum weight for it, but like I said, we really don't use it anymore just because it's not the most comfortable option, but that just gives you an idea of what it looks like. Okay, on to our next. Okay, next up we've got a ring sling here. There are several brands of ring slings that you can look for, several different fabrics that you can use that are different comforts. This is the one from Wildbird. This is just the only ring slings I've ever used and the ones that I like. So you're gonna grab the rings, put it up top, over your shoulder, and grab the fabric around the bottom, and you want to make sure that the fabric is straight across your back, and then you're going to grab this and just sling it through, slide it through the rings. You go through both at first, and then you'll lift it up and go through the second one. So once you've got the carrier kind of gone through the rings, you want to make sure that you walk through the fabric and make sure that it's all straightened out. I will mention that this carrier, the ring slings, as well as the one that I just showed, the soft stretchy wrap, there are a lot of learning curves to it, so it's not something that you're just going to get right away. Practice will help a lot. There's a right way, a wrong way, so if you're not doing it the right way, this can be uncomfortable, which is why I kind of have a love-hate relationship with ring slings. Although they're really great for quick ups, maybe if you're working around the house and you're needing to clean, you can quickly just throw baby in. There's no really buckles or anything like that, but I wouldn't recommend using this for a long period of time just because this does start to hurt. So you want to make sure that this is straight across. You've kind of got a bucket here. What I like to do is put my elbow in sometimes, and you're going to take this bottom thing of fabric and just make sure it goes right up underneath baby's bottom. You want to make sure this is capped over your sleeve, and you're going to be ready to slide baby in. I want to say the weight maximum for this is up to 45 pounds possibly, so, but look that up, don't take my word for it. So I could still wear my toddler in here. I just choose not to because it's not as comfortable. Okay, so I've got Evelyn, and now I want the rings at corsage position once she's in. So now, because she's not in yet, what I'm gonna do to help make sure that happens is slide it way up, just to kind of help ensure, because once she gets in here, it's gonna move down. We're gonna make sure that her bum is lower than her knees and that the fabric goes up, kind of up to her belly button, if you will. So I'm going to cap this, and now it's time to kind of tighten these up and make sure that she's got a good deep seat. So you're going to want her legs, excuse me, you're going to want her legs to kind of make an M, and so here she goes, she's trying to pop her seat when she does that. So you don't want that because it's not going to be comfortable for you. So you got to make sure that that's up underneath her bum, you've tightened it, and you're going to kind of get to know these will help a lot. So you can kind of tighten and loosen through using these. And if you do need to make adjustments, you just lift her up because her weight is kind of what's locking these into place. You're not going to get anywhere if you've got baby in these. I know that these can be tricky. I get a lot of questions about the ring slings. So my biggest advice is to just practice, practice, practice. That'll help. And you can kind of tuck this up here if you're worried about, you know, if baby's napping, you don't want them bonking their heads on the rings. Also, I like to, you can nurse in here as well, so you can use this for a little extra privacy if you need, or if it's sunny or something like that. That's another option. Okay, so now we're going to move out of like wraps and soft slings and things like that. We're going to move on to something called soft structured carriers. So these are the ones that are a lot easier to use in my opinion. If you're looking for something to purchase that's like a one carrier and use for your entire baby wearing life, you'd want something like this. The soft structured carriers can go from 7 all the way up to 45 pounds, which means you would buy one and use it the entire time. Okay, so this is the Sakura Bloom Scout carrier. This is the one that I'm using the most right now. This is super comfortable. It's really nice and lightweight. It is an apron style soft structured carrier, and what that means is when you go to put it on, you put it on upside down. Or it feels upside down. It took me a while to figure this out. And then it's got kind of like a ring sling closure on the side here. So once you put this on, this is similar to the Happy Baby carrier because it's apron style. So that's supposed to be comfortable, flattering. Basically what you're going to do is once you lift this up, you've created a little hammock for baby to put their bottom in. Okay, so we've got Evelyn here. We're going to pull this up over our shoulders. Okay, and that also, like I said, is going to take practice. So things like that, the more that you practice, the better you're going to get at it. It is hard to fasten on your own, but it's doable. This was super easy to put on. There's not a whole lot of learning to it. You just kind of buckle one spot, put her in, buckle the other. You just want to make sure that if you have a younger baby, like she's only 6 months, so I do have it cinched at the bottom, which just means that it brought in the panel just a little bit, so it's not too far out. You want it to kind of come a little bit to her knees. I forgot to mention this Scout carrier can be worn just like I had it on, forward facing with Evelyn facing me. You can also put it on your back, so if you like to do a backpack style carry, that's another good option. I will also say about this, the areas where her thighs are don't feel very padded. They're really thin, and when it's on her, it is tight. So thankfully, I've only used it in the winter when she's got pants or leggings on. But in the summer, when she's not going to have bottoms on, I'm kind of worried about how that's going to feel up against her leg. So I will show you my next carrier after that, and hope that this one has the adequate amount of padding to kind of help support her thighs. This is in the Sleepy Dust print, which I thought was super cute, nice and neutral. And this is another soft structured carrier, so there are buckles and straps. I guess that some people do think these are kind of bulky sometimes, but I don't really necessarily feel like that, and also I don't pack them up in bags. So when I'm out, I'm baby wearing all the time. I don't need to fit it into a diaper bag, so I can see why some people would feel like that, but that does not apply to me. So just kind of keep in mind in what you're looking for in a baby carrier. If you need something soft and minimal that's going to throw in your diaper bag, maybe you would kind of gravitate towards a ring sling or something that's just small fabric. First, you're going to just get your waist strap kind of adjusted around. There is a safety security clip that kind of goes over here, so once you buckle it up, you also want to make sure that this is here. This is just a backup in case for whatever reason this unbuckles. That should catch your baby, although you would probably kind of notice if it was starting to get loose. But anyway, so we're going to tighten this up. And I forgot to mention, you want to wear these kind of high, so like right under breast level. It's going to feel a little bit awkward at first because you're kind of used to wearing like your pants down low, so maybe like think of it as your natural waist is where you want it to sit. And that'll just kind of help give baby a better seat. So let's put this on for the first time together. Okay, and last but not least, this is the Tula Explore. This is in the Sleepy Dust print. It's just a kind of a gray neutral print. Here's a close-up. And the reason that I picked up this carrier, I just got it, which is why the tags are still on it, is to do a forward-facing option for EVELYN. She's kind of at that age where she really wants to see what's going on. I will say that for forward-facing, you want to make sure that baby is not sleepy, that they're not overstimulated, there's not a lot going on. So if it's kind of something that's maybe for short periods of time here and there. So to get ready for forward-facing, I adjusted the buckles. So I cinched them in just because she doesn't need, her legs don't need to be open that wide. If you look kind of down underneath here, there are some snaps that I use to do that. Then when you're also ready for forward facing, you move these buttons. So normally they're out here when their baby's facing you, but once they're forward facing, you're going to cinch that in just to kind of make this area small, since it's what's going to be between their legs. Alright, so let's get started. Right off the bat, we're going to put the waistband buckle on. And the thing I like about soft structure carriers also is that it's pretty forward facing. So there's, like I said, there's 2 to 3 buckles and then you're good to go. There's not a whole lot of extra adjusting. Obviously you'll kind of fit it to yourself, but once you've done that one time, then you'll be ready to wear constantly. Whereas a ring sling or a wrap, you have to adjust it every single time that you put on it. And here we are in the forward facing option in the Tula. The Tula can also have baby facing inward and on your back. So there are several options here. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you have any other questions, please leave them down below. Make sure that you hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. And if you have any specific videos that you'd like to see or any other carrier that you want me to kind of go into detail, please leave that down in the comment box below. Thanks for watching.